So, Volkan, main event for you. It's been a long way off, though. Has it been a tough road to get to this fight for you?
It was annoying. It was a tough year because a lot of setbacks. But I've been training every day. Spending all the experience and all the knowledge I learned from my last fight in the gym every day. So I can't wait to be in the octagon again.
Yeah. What were your biggest takeaways from the last fight? I mean, obviously competing for a title, Daniel Cormier, and everything. What do you learn from that?
I learned a lot of different stuff before the camp. How to build a camp the most professional way, and this helped me also for everything during the fight because it's a different world also. It's a 5-round fight. That was my first 5-round. I learned a lot about how to fight for 5 rounds and stuff like that. So it's gonna be a lot of knowledge I'm gonna bring on into my next fight.
Yeah, and you basically this is your third camp since then where you've been training for 5 rounds. The other 2 didn't happen. So like the stop and restarts, what do you learn each time doing that, having to go into camp and stop and go in and stop? And
I just had no stopping in me. So after every time something happened, like we had something rescheduled, and I just wanted to be busy, and unfortunately I had some more issue all the time, but I never stopped training. So my weight was perfect all the time. I was always ready to fight at 205, so I kept my weight really low. I definitely gained some muscle, lose some fat along the way, and I'm feeling more than ready for this fight.
Vous parlez français?
Je parle français aussi.
Pouvez-vous me parler un peu de qu'est-ce que ce combat-là, quand vous êtes un headliner, qu'est-ce que ça fait pour vous? Comment vous êtes préparé pour ça?
C'est différent maintenant qu'on est en tête d'affiche. Ça fait aussi plaisir parce que on commence toujours et on monte les échelons. Et c'est ma première tête d'affiche, donc c'est un grand honneur aussi d'être ici aussi au Canada, et puis ça fait plaisir d'être dans une ville qui parle aussi français. Mais c'est différent, c'est le haut du tableau comme je disais. 5 rounds, maintenant il faut se préparer pour 25 minutes à fond. L'enjeu est différent et aussi le rythme est différent, donc la préparation est adéquate.
Vous avez fait plusieurs camps d'entraînement, de ce que j'ai compris, mon collègue anglophone disait. Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait 3 camps d'entraînement? Est-ce que c'était difficile de partir et de revenir comme ça, de vous préparer?
C'est embêtant, mais comme on n'a pas de contrôle en fait sur ce genre de choses-là, parce qu'il y a des choses le hasard fait que voilà des choses arrivent. Quand on n'a pas de contrôle, faut pas trop maintenant s'y fier et puis commencer à être déstabilisé par ça. L'important en fait c'est vraiment continuer. Moi ce que j'aime c'est m'entraîner. Donc tous les jours à la salle je suis là, et si la date est repoussée, on y va pour notre date. Mais il faut juste garder le corps vraiment intact, faire attention de ne pas avoir trop d'entraînement, avoir des douleurs au corps, etc. Donc il faut juste garder le rythme vraiment low, et comme ça on peut aller à Fight Week intact.
Juste en terminant, il y a beaucoup de gens qui demandent qu'est-ce que vous trouvez là-dedans, où vous avez trouvé la motivation pour faire du UFC puis des MMA, des affaires dans ce style-là. Pourquoi vous faites ça? Qu'est-ce qui vous motive à faire ça?
C'est venu graduellement. J'ai commencé en fait par du karaté, parce que je regardais beaucoup de films de Jackie Chan et Bruce Lee, et c'est un peu comme ça que ma mère en fait m'a inscrite dans une école. Et avec le karaté, j'ai fait différents arts martiaux, et petit à petit en fait j'ai commencé à regarder des combats en fait de UFC, du Pride au Japon, et c'est ce qui m'a donné envie aussi de vouloir faire ce sport.
Volkan, as far as Anthony Smith is concerned, he's kind of in a position where you almost were a year and a half ago or so. Do you see the similarity there, and what's your take on him as an opponent?
Yeah, I definitely like the fact that he just made a big run now at 205. He knocked out two legends of the sport, and he brings a lot of hype to him. So definitely it's a good fight because a lot of eyes are on Anthony Smith. So that's a good matchup for me also. But it's also a perfect style for me. I like to fight against striker. This is my specialty, and I like to bang. And I know I bring the most vicious knockout power in a game. So it's going to be an easy match for me.
Do you feel that the winner of this should be getting the title fight? And I know obviously Jones and Gus has been announced. You had some comments on that. I think you understand why they're doing it, but realistically, should it be the winner of you and Anthony maybe getting the next shot?
I'm number 2 in a spot, so definitely a win against Anthony Smith will consolidate my position. And now it's going to be a new champion, Jones or Gustafsson. So it's also a different opponent for me. I never fought none of them. So it's also a good thing for me, because now it's going to be a fresh matchup.
do you think it's unfair them taking the belt away from Cormier though?
I think it's kind of really annoying, I guess, for him, because I think he planned on defending the belt, but then if Jones is coming back from a clear test then I also understand, he's still in the game. But it's politics right now, and I'm not part of it. And I'm just gonna be here doing my matchup till Saturday and coming out victorious.
Who do you think wins between Jones?
I'm gonna go with Jones. As I said, I think if he wasn't training that hard the first fight and did they both did an amazing fight. Now with all the history he has behind him, I think he's gonna be taking this fight really seriously and ending up winner.
Why did you decide to go to TriStar for the last portion of your camp?
TriStar was always a place I wanted to go. Maybe before I moved to USA, like 3 years ago. It was all TriStar or a few camps in the USA, and then I ended up going to Black Zillions. And since I was fighting in Canada, I thought that was a good idea just to just see the vibes, see what's up, and finish my training over there.
So what do you do? Like did you bring any of your own coaches with you there, or do you just go into the gym and start working with Faraz and all the people there? How does that really work?
I bring two of my coaches, one from back home, somebody I bring with me along the way all the time, and one from Miami with me, yeah.
And what did you just make of it? Do you think you'll go back there again for the future, or was it only because you're
Definitely,
fighting
I like Fieras, I like his style, I like the way he sees also the fight game. So this is gonna be a place I'm gonna go definitely on off season or stuff like that, yeah.
Did you get any rounds in with GSP or anything like that?
No, with GSP, but yeah, I was able to spar with some other people, yeah.
Perfect. Just last thing on Anthony, I mean, obviously, kind of the talk is he's obviously really impressed in his last two fights at 205, but the naysayers say, oh, he beat two guys that were over the hill, close to retirement, stuff like that. How impressed were you with those performances, and do you buy into that narrative that, yes, he got two good knockouts, but they were against fighters that maybe aren't where you are in your career?
No, I think he went there and he did it with style. It was a impressive knockout. Whoever it is in front of you, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The knockouts were hard and vicious, so props to him for this. But I don't think the result. He replaced me against Shogun, so I don't think the result against Shogun will be any different with me.
Est-ce que c'est le plus grand combat de votre carrière, vous pensez, jusqu'à présent?
C'est un différent point. Je pense que mon plus grand, c'était mon dernier, mais maintenant, c'est un peu le moment où il faut rebondir. Faut montrer un peu au monde un peu qu'on est là, et que tout ce moment aussi où il y a eu une pause, on a énormément progressé. Et c'est comme ça dans ce sport, en fait, tout ce qu'on fait maintenant dans l'ombre, à l'entraînement, on le fait un peu tout seul, sous le regard personne ne nous regarde. Et c'est vraiment quand il y a les caméras qui sont là le jour du fight que les gens se rendent compte vraiment de tout le travail effectué.
Est-ce qu'il y a une certaine nervosité, une tension, une pression?
Non. Je veux dire, ça change pas grand-chose par rapport à d'habitude en fait. Pour moi, chaque fight est différent et chacun arrive avec leurs caractéristiques, forces et faiblesses, et maintenant c'est à moi d'en faire la meilleure stratégie.
Qu'est-ce qui va être le plus difficile samedi soir?
Je pense qu'il y a rien de plus difficile que d'habitude. Le combat, je veux dire, est toujours dur. Il faut y aller avec un mental où on va tout donner. Ça va être l'enfer, et puis en tirer les meilleures cartes.
Puis comment vous prononcez votre nom de famille?
Oezdemir.
Kind of touched on it before, but you're shuffled out of those fights after the title challenge. What are some of the aspects of your game that you've been able to work on throughout 2018?
Yeah, so as soon as I finished my last fight, I went on. Of course, I obviously kept training at my gym, but then I started also training at Cyborg in Miami, so improving my jiu-jitsu. I spent a lot of time with Greg Jones, improving my wrestling also a lot. And I've been starting to work on my Muay Thai also, so different skills. I've been doing kickboxing for so long. I wanted to find a new sport also in the striking department to be able to improve. You need freshness. You need to be able to have something new all the time, and to enjoy what you're doing. So as soon as you feel progression, like on an everyday basis, you get so much pleasure out of it.
Who were some of the training partners you were able to work with in Florida and in Quebec?
So in Quebec, I had Elias Theodorou. He's getting ready for his fight in Toronto. I've been able to do some rounds. Definitely Nordin Taleb is fighting on the same card. A few other guys, Nasrat and Alex Garcia, are fighting also on a card, but definitely a smaller weight. So I wasn't really exchanging with them. But I had a bunch of people over there, people coming in and out. But in Florida, it's basically my main partners, Linton Vazel, Steve Mowry. He did the first fight in Bellator. He's going to do really good. Also, Ong Lansan is fighting tonight, actually in Burma. Sorry, tomorrow in Burma, and he's going to defend his his belt at his second belt. He is a two division champion also. And a lot of guys, definitely, Marcel Fortuna and stuff like that. We have a big gym in Florida. Maybe we have like 10 or 12 like light heavyweight or heavyweight together. So it's really cool to change a different type of people.